an individual born out of my mother's womb and raised in the United States of America, traveling the world and enjoying it. People know me as Serj Tankian. We're having a great time saying, I'd like to introduce you to the flying cunts of chaos every night on stage. It's hilarious.
Say hello to the flying cunts of chaos!
You know, the Federal Communications Commission is the body that levies fines against us for cussing. So if we make the FCC a cuss, that's total sabotage, man. They have to penalize themselves.
Don't you see their bodies burning, their skeleton full of yearning, dying of anticipation, choking from intoxication? I want you to be left behind those empty walls.
I like listening to music before I sleep sometimes, you know, like Ravi Shankar or something like that. You know, I like the Rihanna song, the first Rihanna single, the umbrella thing. It's almost nasty. Yeah, music could be painful sometimes, and that's how it goes through sometimes. That's how it sticks. But you know, when you're working in clubs every day, when you're rocking out every day, loud, your ears are already ringing. The last thing you want to do is put on a pair of headphones, unless you're creating.
From behind those empty walls, from behind those empty walls, from behind those empty walls.
You know, System of a Down was touring with Slayer in Europe in '98, and we played this arena, like soccer arena or something in Poland. And no one had heard of us, and these are Slayer fans, you know, so they're like, Nazi flags up, like threatening us, and someone threw something at me and it hit my face, and I told the crew guys to open up the light on. So they turned on the lights, and I pointed out at the guy and I started cussing at him in English, just going after him. And suddenly, you could hear a pin drop. And then I realized why. I realized that these guys have been under, you know, Soviet kind of system for many, many years, and they were used to someone exercising authority. As soon as there was authority exercised, it just... We have to redefine our relationship to the world as we did going from indigenous to modern civilization. And a lot of people freak out because they equate civilization with humanity, which is a misconception. That we can't continue living this way and progressing within modern society, within modern civilization, and not crash. In my opinion, it's already over, but it hasn't crashed. And the sooner that we accept that, and the sooner we look for another way of being able to survive, migrate and work around nature rather than around our human egos and say, this is where I'm living, even if the waters rise, you know?
Going crazy, even though we can't afford the sky is over.
It's cool to be green, it's cool to leave a smaller, you know, ecological footprint, but that's not going to solve the problem either. You know, it's going to require a massive retooling. There's the possibility of an African-American presidential candidate. That is cool. But you can't depend on leaders to fix problems. It requires personal responsibility and collective activism to be able to force whoever is president to listen to our wishes and desires. And as horrible as George Bush was, it's our ignorance that created these problems, not him. Again, voting is only one of the things that you should be doing. It's the easiest thing to do, actually, and it's going to take you very little time. Ultimately, you need to organize and make your voice heard.